Have you ever wondered if the world's most successful people have some kind of secret weapon? Well, they do. But, it's not a magic pill or $1 billion inheritance. It's all about how they start their day. Today, we're going to dive right into the neuroscience of success, and I'm going to show you how to train your brain to perform at its absolute peak. Let's get into it.
So let's start with the big question. Are the brains of billionaires just wired differently? It's a tempting thought, isn't it? That they just have some kind of special hardware that we don't. But you know what? The latest neuroscience says that's not it at all. The real secret to their success is something you can actually build yourself. See, it's not about the hardware you're born with, it's all about the software you decide to install. The world's top performers, they aren't gifted with these super brains, they've simply learned how to train their minds for success through a series of daily habits. And that's exactly what we're going to break down for you.
Okay, but before we jump into the solution, we've got to talk about the problem, and that is the untrained brain. Most of us, and we don't even realize we're doing it, we start our day in a way that actually sets us up for failure. Let me show you what I mean.
Does this sound familiar? Your alarm blares, you roll over, and what's the very first thing you do? Yep, you grab your phone. And instantly your brain is just bombarded with emails, notifications, bad news. Before you've even had a sip of water, you're already in a state of reaction, just playing defense against a world that's demanding your attention.
Neurologist Dr. Sweta Aditya puts it perfectly. She says it's like shifting a car from neutral straight into fifth gear. You're basically shocking your brain into this state of high alert, and you're skipping all the crucial steps it needs to wake up naturally and really get ready for the day ahead. But what if you could take back control? Well, that's where the golden hour comes in. The first 60 minutes of your day are your absolute secret weapon for success, and we're going to show you exactly how to use them. So think of your brain waking up like a sunrise, right? It doesn't just snap on like a light switch. It moves through these different states. You come out of that deep, restorative delta sleep, and you go into this dreamy, super creative theta state. That's that groggy phase where you sometimes have your best ideas. Then you drift into the calm focus of alpha, kind of like when you're daydreaming. And only then, finally, do you get into the wide-awake alertness of beta. Now that sweet spot between sleep and being fully awake, when you're in those theta and alpha states, that is your secret weapon. Your subconscious mind is wide open, it's suggestible, and it is ready to be programmed for success. This is your chance to set your intentions for the day before the world gets a chance to set them for you. So, how do you take advantage of this golden hour? Well, neuroscientists have studied the habits of the world's top performers, and they've boiled them down into a simple but really powerful framework. It's called the MOVERS routine. MOVERS is an acronym. It stands for meditation, to quiet your mind and lower that stress hormone, cortisol. Oxygenation, which is just using deep breathing to energize your body. Visualization, to prime your brain for the outcomes you want. Exercise, to get your blood pumping and release those feel-good endorphins. Reading, to feed your mind with positive input. And scribing, or journaling, to just clear your head of any negative thoughts. Just a few minutes on each one of these can totally transform your entire day.
Now, all of these are total game changers, but I want to focus on visualization for just a second, because the science behind it is absolutely incredible. This is not just some new age wishful thinking stuff. It is a proven way to literally rewire your brain for success.
Okay, check this out. In this amazing study, researchers took two groups of people who had never, ever played the piano. Group A practiced a piece of music on a real piano every single day. Group B, they didn't touch a piano. They just sat in a chair and mentally rehearsed playing the same piece, imagining their fingers moving over the keys.
So after 3 months, they scanned the brains of both groups. And what they found? Well, it was astonishing. The people who only imagined playing the piano showed almost the exact same growth in the motor cortex part of their brain as the people who actually practiced. Your brain literally cannot tell the difference between a real experience and one you vividly imagine.
So, that piano study proves your brain can be rewired. The real question is, what are we rewiring it for? Well, we're training it to win a battle that's raging inside your head every single day. A battle between two very different parts of your brain.
So let me introduce you to your two inner managers. First, you've got the Watchman. That's your limbic system. It's your brain's ancient alarm system constantly scanning for threats and triggering your fight or flight response. Then there's the CEO. That's your frontal cortex. This is the calm, rational part of your brain that's in charge of making smart decisions and keeping your emotions in check. Now, I want you to just look at this number for a second. 80%. Any guesses what that represents? The answer, it might surprise you. That's the percentage of your day that is run by your reactive, emotional watchman brain. That's right. For most of us, 80% of our day is spent in the state of low-grade stress, just reacting to the world instead of proactively creating the life that we want. The Movers routine is like a gym for your CEO brain. Every single one of those 6 habits strengthens your frontal cortex, and that gives you more control over your emotions, more resilience when you face setbacks, and that laser-like focus you need to go after your goals. And here's the most powerful part. Like Dr. Adada says, when you train your brain, you're not just rewiring some neural pathways. You are fundamentally rewiring your entire reality. So what's the bottom line here? Success isn't about being born with a better brain. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. We all have the same basic neural hardware. The only thing that separates the good from the great is the willingness to train that brain every single day.
So here's my challenge to you. You don't have to do all 6 of these tomorrow. Just pick one. Which one of these simple habits are you going to commit to tomorrow morning to start training your CEO brain and taking back control of your life?